I know you want me to do it. I think he's just bringing it up because someone insult. But anyway, inside here, I like GM, Jim, team, Peacock. I do. I like GM. I like GM to win it. Toyota, I have no problems with Toyota. I think if you have a car that's a Toyota, goes to the mechanics the same way without the cost differential of me fixing it, or the parts store works all the same way. Those things wouldn't matter to me, only if they did. If they did, true or false, when and where, under which circumstances, G code, M code for GM, General Motors or General Electric, GE code, US sales for this. Well, this is important for the resistors. Why is that line so important? Well, I see a couple of different bandwidths for the sinusoidal inside here, and I'm sure the macro, micro to zoom on that thing is a little different as well. But I see some two index that do run fairly parallel. You know, I mean, there's a little bit more Richter in here where you would expect, okay, well, the sales to say it was perfect given gravity. And I use that system lightly because renormalization and special relativity, right? So at the point where they crossed lines or they were close to each other, because you say first time ever GM beat it, well, it looks like they've been at it for a while. Given, you know, over the year, the total index, I mean, they could have crossed at any point and it been a hot mess, but they do seem solid across the board, short of this one dip. The up on this in a surge and holding long or buy and sell or how you position to it, could have expected the leverage differential, seeing that they're very close to each other by the marker on here. We'll take a look. But this is your concerns about
needs a parachute.
COVID economics.
360
We got their forensic economics, the accountant, some different variables inside of there that
experience from anywhere.
Commercial, I would expect some of the content of this commercial to.
Morgan, Q4 sales for General Motors coming in a little better than expected. But again, like so many of the automakers, these are not solid numbers for the fourth quarter or for December because of the limited supply due to the chip crisis. Nonetheless, General Motors sales declining 42.9%, better than the estimate,
nitric acid,
for a
putting in
decline of
nitric
46%. Acid. I want to show a chart of General Motors and Toyota comparing
did
the
I
two
do
stocks
good?
and how they performed in the last year. And why are we doing this? The sales numbers for GM for all of last year came in at 2.2 million. For Toyota, came in at 2.3 million. Now, this was expected as we headed into the end of the year, so it's not a surprise that Toyota has outsold General Motors for the first time ever here in the United States.
I'd rather see the long
but
number,
it is significant.
not the percentage differential
now, it'll be
here,
interesting to see what happens, guys,
to do
when
the
we
math,
get to a more
why I
normal
float Rex
market,
there is
where you
tough.
have a normal chip supply, and you
When
have
I give the two
none
numbers,
of the strange things that we've
$20,
seen in the last
this is
year,
$40
to see exactly what the market
roughly.
share
It might
comes
tell
out
me
to be.
some
But again,
approximation of
Toyota
black body,
outselling General Motors for the first time ever for a full year
Earth.
here in the United States. Guys, back to you.
That's what they stretch out when you get the 1 point with the 2 points, but it's still a whole black body to a peg, and well. What else we got? I thought that was a cool one. What do you got for me, 42? Semiconductors, where the numbers there for the EV cars. No, well, the EV is the big market right now. Anything standard's not moving. They're not coming out with any new compression engine cars. So the only topology that could really be on short of sales is they average out, trickle down. For sure not moving in that department. But it'd be nice to see a Ford drop a new Mustang, right? Well, the oil market's still big on it, and there's still lots of years for the sales. When people are going, you know, that's what it is. But the compression engine, and giving the Fed any kind of hawkish model, say the EV car do the same thing, horsepower, here's a Mustang, Ford Mustang, that's a EV you got, that'd be the Apple on that one. Something like that'll come up. So I've been studying a lot of the PCB boards, homemade ones, metal tape on certain ways to hack it, to prototype for patent design. You get some basic electrical engineering and a little bit of math. It'll help you prototype some stuff you need, but it's not just why you here to figure out a problem is a different animal.
In 22, especially the difference between the first half and the second half, as you look to get these chips and products.
Spinner build.
Yeah, Yeah, so good morning, John. Happy New Year to you all, and it's great to be with you this morning. It's an exciting day for us. As we kick off 2022, we've launched a whole slew of new products across, notebook PCs as well as, desktops, and previewing 2022 as, another big year for high-performance computing. And I think you guys have said it well. The PC is essential to so much of what we do. 2021 was an amazing year for PCs. I mean, we shipped as an industry,
hard.
350
Platforming
million PCs
of
or so,
PCB
and
boards
we believe
look hard.
2022
Just
will be
to do
another
the
exciting
schematics
year.
by pages to
So,
really tell you what any one part of it's supposed to do, NB problem, mass gap,
where people want more premium and highly featured
models you use
notebooks to
while you're
commercial
in one half
PCs,
and the
where again we're
parallels
doing
with
a
the
lot of
diagram
optimization
as it's moving.
in terms
Catch
of
this
the
here,
features
be like,
and functions.
well, this comes down,
we're very
you buy
optimistic about 2022, and from a
Advanced
demand
Micro,
standpoint, demand continues to be
processing
extremely
plant
strong, and
of
from a supply
literal
standpoint,
physical. If I
we're
looked at
continuing to
the
ramp up
profile,
supply
it says
as
these are
we go
actual
through the
physical
year. So we
Zillow
expect
locations
to again have
that
another
have
big year for PCs.
not just the chip in itself. It's a diode. If the companies themselves run models diode, it uniforms the McDonald's stock, like they all pay in their pit, and then adjust their own leverage by labor and systems like that to M1, M2, MN the arbiter, because
the employees have got to stay
chip
productive.
factory.
I imagine they're going to need laptops, therefore, and laptops with a decent amount of power. Right,
input,
different
ground,
amount
output.
of flexibility
We have a lot
required. How much does graphics demand play into that, and how much is commercial demand in the refresh cycle affected?
Yeah, no, those are great points, John, and I think that's true. I think as we look forward into 2022, and as we think about, what do we need to ensure that we're productive anywhere we want to work and anywhere we need access, to our computing, it does require higher performance PCs with more capability, and so we see on the commercial side,
when you go into the bits and bytes
enterprise
of
refresh
this
cycle
statement
looks
right
to
here,
be
I'd
robust.
actually see
We continue to see people
you applying
wanting,
a value
higher
to
performance
what goes
capability,
on, and that's
whether you're
voltage
doing
by
more,
this adjusted
video
for what the
and,
Surge Republic say,
really,
and they are graphical
communications,
schematics of
where you're doing
cyclicals that you
more,
give me on an
applications
NTF
at home.
of spin mass
We also see on the
direction to
consumer
get it
side,
housed and
people
lined
wanting
up
more
and
premium
sighted
devices,
in.
as well as gaming continues to be a really, really hot market segment. So overall, I think the key is the technology expectations keep going up. Whether you're talking about graphics performance or today our Ryzen 6000 series are 24 hours of battery life. As well as just significantly higher computing capability, and all of those are things that consumers as well as enterprise users want as we look forward.
Okay, that was the one. Now that I know that's where I am, straight zero starts working.
The importance going forward of heterogeneous computing, and I can't help but see that playing out on the consumer side with what Apple is doing in the Macs and its M1 line of processors.
Short of field theory.
Can you give an outlook?
Because they'll make
just,
me do Gresham.
I'm not talking about a financial outlook, more of a technology outlook for 2022 and the kinds of efficiency and flexibility that is going to be required of chips to satisfy the demand that companies like Apple are satisfying now.
Well, I think the whole concept of optimizing your computing for the application that you're using is absolutely the way to go, and that's sort of the trend with the tech. We talk about heterogeneous computing, where you use the right computing for the right application. So if you're doing a heavy graphics application, you're going to see you're going to see the graphics kick into gear.
Board.
When you're not using it, you can actually turn it off and save battery life. That's all about heterogeneous computing. The optimization that we're doing with our largest OEM partners, partners like HP and Lenovo, is exactly around that, together with Microsoft, and really optimizing hardware, software, and silicon together to get that better experience overall.
That's a